Hello everyone and welcome back to How to Travel. In today's video, we will take a look at the creepy places around the world. Banff Springs Hotel, Alberta, Canada. Built 125 years ago, the Banff Springs Hotel was and is a luxurious stop for Canadian train travelers. Why is it a spooky place to visit? Guests have reported sightings of a bride falling down the staircase and breaking her neck after her dress is caught on fire. But perhaps the strangest of all is the ghost of former bellman Sam Macaulay, who's been seen helping people to their rooms, unlocking the door, turning on the lights, and then vanishing when guests go to tip him. Rooms start roughly at 440 Canadian dollars, and the ghosts are free. Bangor Fort, Rajasthan, India. The remains of a fort city built by Raja Banjwat Singh in 1573 AD. Once a collection of royal palaces, grand temples, bazaars, and mansions. Today, the fort is an archipelago site known as the House of Ghosts. Long ago, a magical priest fell in love with the ruler's daughter, a beautiful princess called Ratnavati. But his love was unrequited, so he cast a love spell on her perfume. Ratnavati found out, threw the bottle of perfume at him, which turned into a boulder and crushed him. But before he died, he cursed the princess, her entire family, and the village. Bangar Fort is said to be forever condemned to desolation and inhabited by ghosts, making it one of India's eeriest places to visit. The Island of Dolls, Xochimilco, Mexico. Known as the Isla de las Muñecas, or Island of the Dolls, this creepy site is home to hundreds of decapitated dolls. But how did they get there? The island's caretaker is said to have found a drowned girl in the canal. Shortly after finding her, he spotted a floating plastic doll, which he hung in a tree as a mark of respect. For years, he hung more and more dolls in order to please the little girl's spirit. Locals have reported sightings of possessed dolls moving their heads, opening their eyes, and even whispering to each other. What started as an innocent gesture has now become one of Mexico's spookiest attractions. Chateau de Brissac, Loire Valley, France. Home to the Cosse-Brissac family for 5 centuries, the giant of the Loire family has had many notable visitors over the years, including King Charles VII. One of the more unhealthy guests is La Dame Verte. Murdered by her husband, after being caught having an affair, her ghostly figure is often seen in the tower room of the chapel, with sockets for eyes and a nose. When she's not scaring visitors, her screeching can be heard echoing around the castle. Hills of Crosses, Swailai, Lithuania. A collection of over 200,000 wooden crosses on a small hill in Swailai, North Lithuania. The Hill of Crosses started as an act of rebellion in 1831 against the Russian uprising. Religion was forbidden by Soviet Russia, and the hill was bulldozed twice during the occupation. After Lithuania's independence in 1991, it became a holy site for many Christian pilgrims. Hanging Coffins, Sagada, Philippines. Why is it a spooky place to visit? Well, let me tell you why. A burial tradition intended to bring the deceased closer to heaven. Coffins are either nailed or tied to the sides of cliffs. Each coffin is only a meter long, as the corpse is buried in the fetal position, honoring the Ingurits' belief that people should leave the world the same way they entered it. Even more grisly, years ago, savages from different tribes would hunt for heads and take them home as a trophy. Essentially, the dead were buried high up so nobody could reach them. Now, if that's not a haunted place to visit, we don't know what is. The Castle of Good Hope, Cape Town, South Africa. Over the years, the fortress has seen some horrendous punishments, executions, which sparked many reports of ghost sightings. The most famous is of which the Lady in Grey, a female apparition that has been seen running and crying hysterically through the castle. Interestingly, she hasn't been spotted since a woman's body was found during excavations. Now home to 3 excellent museums and a restaurant, South Africa's most haunted castle is definitely worth a visit. Bran Castle, Transylvania, Romania. Bran Castle is the only castle in Transylvania that fits the description from the Gothic horror novel Dracula. The story follows a blood-sucking vampire, Count Dracula of Transylvania, and his battle with the vampire hunter of Van Helsing. Legend has it, in the villages nearby, evil spirits called Strigoi act like normal people during the day, but at night their souls leave their bodies and torment the locals in their sleep. The Tower of London, London, United Kingdom. With such a rich history, it's no surprise that the Tower of London has its fair share of gruesome tales. Over the years, there have been many paranormal sightings, most famous of which is Anne Boleyn. wife of notorious King Henry VIII. Beheaded by order of the king in 1536, her headless body has been spotted roaming the tower. Not just a home for the dead, look out for the guardians of the tower, 6 ominous ravens. Door to door, Catacomb Desert, Turkmenistan. Known as the Door to Hell, the flaming crater could easily be mistaken for the gateway to the underworld. The crater was formed in 1971 when a Soviet drilling rig accidentally hit a massive underground natural gas cavern, resulting in poisonous fumes being released in the air. The hole was lit to prevent an environmental catastrophe. More than 40 years later, the hole is still burning. Camp under the stars and marvel at the crater's infernal blaze for an otherworldly experience. Do you have a destination to add to our spooktacular list? Comment below with your scariest spots. Anyways, be sure to leave a like to the video if you enjoyed it, and we will see you guys in the next one.